Hello children, welcome to the YouTube channel of Welkin National School, Vasai East. This is Mrs. Mamta Biju, your subject teacher of SST. Today I will be teaching for Standard 8th, that is History, Chapter number 11, Struggle for Equality. Let's get started. In the progress of modern India, struggle for political freedom was important. This struggle was based on the broad philosophy of man's emancipation. Therefore, in the course of this struggle, along with political dependence, there was opposition to the two things like feudalism, social inequality, economic exploitation. Like freedom, the principle of equality is very important. From that point of view, the contribution of movements built up by various social groups such as farmers, workers, women, Dalit, etc., as well as the stream of socialism giving importance to equality, proves to be significant. Without realizing its contribution, we will not be able to understand the developmental process of modern India. Therefore, let us study some of these moments. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that in it has explained about the study based on to be free from restraints. It means is being set free from the control of someone or something. Now, it is a discussion about the total dependence. So, there was only some opposition like feudalism. Feudalism means it's a system of political organization. Then, inequality, economic exploitation. So, it is mostly emphasized mainly on the principle of equality. Now, there are also contribution of the movement from various social groups such as farmers, workers, women, Dalits, and etc. So, we will discuss in the next paragraph. The peasant movements. The Indian farmers had to suffer due to the ill effects of the British economic policy. The British government used to protect the landlords and money lenders. They gave unjust treatment to the farmers. On many occasions, the farmers rose against this injustice. The peasants in Bengal formed their union and revolted against the compulsion of cultivating indigo. The play Neel Darpan, written by Deenbandhu Mitra, brought to the notice to the society the wretched condition of the peasants producing indigo. In 1875, farmers from Maharashtra rose in revolt against the atrocities of the landlords and money lenders. The farmers in Uttar Pradesh formed Kisan Sabha in 1918 under the leadership of Baba Ramchandra. The Mopla peasant rose in a great revolt in Kerala, but the British government crushed it down. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that there was the British policy where Indian had to suffer a lot. Now, Britishers used to protect the landlords and money lenders. The behavior was not good towards farmers. Now, because of this, farmers raised for the injustice. A union was being formed against for the cultivation of indigo. A play was written by Deenbandhu called Neel Darpan. Now, it was discussed about the condition of the farmers, and the farmers from Uttar Pradesh formed Kisan Sabha in 1918 under the leadership of Baba Ramchandra. Then Mopla peasant rose against the revolt in Kerala. These all were crushed down by the British government. In 1936, with the initiative of Professor N.G. Ranga, The Akhil Bharatiya Kisan Sabha was established. Swami Sajanand Saraswati was the president of this organization. This Sabha presented a declaration of peasants' rights to the Indian National Congress. The session of the Congress was held in the rural part of Fazpur in Maharashtra. Thousands of the peasants attended this session. Now, can you see the picture of Professor N.G. Ranga? They have given the picture of Professor N.G. Ranga. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that Professor N.G. Ranga established Akhil Bharatiya Kisan Sabha. Now, Swami Sahajananda Saraswati was the president of this organization. This was about the declaration of peasants, means rights of the peasants, through to the Indian National Congress. Now, this session was held in the rural part of the Fazpur in Maharashtra. Many peasants attended this session. In 1938, the crops in the eastern Khandesh were destroyed due to the heavy rains. The condition of the farmers was miserable. In order to get the land revenue waived, Sane Guruji organized meetings and processions at many places. He took out marches on the collector office. The peasants participated in large number in the revolutionary period of 1942. Now over here in this paragraph they have explained that in eastern Khandesh crops were destroyed because of the heavy rains. So the condition of the farmers was worst. Now to get the land revenue waived, Sane Guruji organized meeting at many places. Like march was also organized on the collector office. Now in this peasants participated in large number. Now they have given the photograph of Sane Guruji. And over here they have given the picture of Narayan Meghaji Lokhande. Workers Union. In the later half of 19th century, textile mills, railway companies and such industries were started in India. The workers group had not arose on large scale, but in this period efforts were made to solve the problem of the workers. Shahipada Banerjee and Narayan Meghaji Lokhande organized the workers at local level. Lokhande's contribution to the working class movement was so valuable that he is described as father of nation workers movement. Now in this paragraph they have explained that in 19th century textile mills, railway companies were started in India. A group was made to solve the problem of workers. Now Shahipada Banerjee and Narayan Meghaji Lokhande organized this local level. His contribution was so valuable that he was described as the father of the Indian workers movement. At the same time, an agitation was launched against the wretched condition of the tea plantation workers in Assam. In 1899, the Great Indian Peninsular Railway workers called for a strike for their demands. During the anti-partition movement, workers carried out strikes from time to time in support of Swadeshi. Now, after the First World War, due to the industrialization, there was a rise of worker class in India, and then a necessity for nationwide workers' union was felt. With this necessity, in 1920, all the Indian Trade Union Congress AITUC was established. N.M. Joshi had a major role in the working of AITUC. Lala Lajpat Rai was the president of the first session of AITUC. He told the workers to actively participate in the national movement. Now, over here in this paragraph, they have explained that an agitation was launched. Agitation means what? The situation in which people protest or argue. So it was very sad situation, and the tea plantation workers in Assam in 1899, the Great Indian Peninsular Railway worker called a strike for their demand. Now workers carried a strike from there to the time to support Swadeshi. Now after the First World War, a worker union was felt. Now in 1920, All India Trade Union Congress was established, in which N.M. Joshi had a major role, and Lala Lajpat Rai was the president of the first session. Now they have given this photograph of Shripat Amrut Dange. Shripat Amrut Dange Muzaffar Ahmad, such a socialist leader, by spreading the socialist ideology among the workers, worked to form militant organization. In 1928, the Mumbai Mill Workers Union went on strike for 6 months. Many such strikes were made by the railway workers, jute mill workers, etc. The government was disturbed to see the growing strength of the workers' movement. To suppress this movement, legislation were made. The workers' struggle proved to be supportive to the national movement. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that Shripat Amrut Dange worked to form militant organization, and in 1928, the Mumbai Mill Workers Union went on strike for 6 months. By this, the government was disturbed about the workers' movement to make the situation favorable, and to make it favorable, laws were made. Socialist movement. Many of the young activists in the Indian National Congress felt that for protesting the interest of the people, it is necessary to overthrow the British government. Similarly, they started realizing that the society should be reconstructed on the principle of economic and social equality. Through this realization, there was the rise and growth of socialist ideology. The socialist youth, while they were in prison at Nasik, decided to form the Socialist Party within the Indian National Congress. According to this decision, in 1934, the Congress Socialist Party was formed, which included leaders like now these are the pictures they have given: Acharya Narendra Dev, then Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia. Acharya Narendra Dev, Jayaprakash Narayan, Meenu Masani, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, etc. In India, in Quit India movement of 1942, these young socialists were in the forefront. Indian got introduced to Karl Marx and his communism. Lokmanya Tilak had already written an article on Marx in 1881. After First World War, the influence of the communism was felt in India. Manavendranath Roy played active role in the international communist movement. Now in this paragraph they have explained that young activists in Indian National Congress felt to protest the interest of the people to overthrow the British government. Then it started realizing that the society should be made on the principle of economic and social equality. Now, a few socialist young were in prison at Nasik and decided to form Socialist Party in Indian National Congress. Now, according to this, Indian National Congress was formed And like these people which I have read now, Acharya Narendra Dev, then Jay Prakash Narayan, Minu Masani, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia, these people were in the forefront. In 1925, the Communist Party was formed in India. The work of building militant organization of workers and peasants was done by the young communist. The British government started feeling the danger of communist movement. Shripad Amrut Dange, Muzaffar Ahmad, Keshav Neelkant, Joglekar, etc. were arrested. They were charged with planning of a conspiracy to overthrow the British rule. They were given different punishments. The trial took place at Meerut and is therefore known as the Meerut conspiracy case. Even after the Meerut trial, the influence of the communist worker movement remained constant. Now, over here in this paragraph, they have explained that a communist party was formed and the Britishers were scared from the communist movement. So, Shripad Amrut Dange and Muzaffar Ahmad, Keshav, Neelkant Joglekar, etc., were arrested to overthrow the British rule. They were charged different punishments and were given the trial that took place in Meerut, and therefore it was known as Meerut conspiracy case. Feminist movement. In Indian social system, women were given secondary position due to many evil practices. They were subjected to injustice, but during the modern period there was an awakening against it. Some of the male reformers took initiative in the reform movement related to women. In the course of time, women leaders started coming forward. Their independent institutes, organizations came to be established. Pandita Ramabai established the Arya Mahila Samaj and Shraddha Sadan. Similarly, Seva Sadan founded by Ramabai Ranade are examples of this, and Bharat Mahila Parishad, that is 1905, and All India Women Conference 1927 were founded as well. Therefore, this institutional work reached at the national level. For the issues such as right to inheritance, right to vote, etc., women had to struggle through the medium of this organization. Now, over in this paragraph, they have given the picture Pandita Ramabai, and one more picture they have given is Ramabai Ranade. Okay, now in this paragraph they have explained that in Indian social system women were given secondary position, but in the modern period this was changed. Some male reformers took initiative related to the women in the course of time, where women leaders started coming forward and an institute organization was established. That Pandit Ramabai established the Arya Mahila Samaj, and Shraddha Sadan Ramabai Ranade established Seva Sadan. Now Bharat Mahila Parishad and All India Women Conference was founded the first practicing woman in India in Rakmabai Janardhan. Now Rakmabai Janardhan Save was the first practicing woman doctor in India. Now they have given the picture over here, Dr. Rakmabai Save. She delivered a series of lectures related to the health issues of women. She also opened a branch of Red Cross Society at Rajkot. During the 12th century, participation of women in public life began to increase. Now, women participation in the national movement and revolutionary work was significant. After the Act of 1935, women were included in the provincial minister as well. Now, after independence, the principle of equality of men and women has been clearly stated in the Constitution of India. Now, over here in this paragraph, they have explained that she gave lectures related to the health issues of women. She opened a branch of Red Cross City at Rajkot. The participation of women was more in the 20th century. So it was a great significant participation. It was a huge participation. So women were given the chance in the provincial ministers. Now after the independence, the men and women had the right to equality and was clearly stated in the Constitution of India. Dalit movement, sorry, Dalit movement, the Indian social structure was based on inequality. Social reformers like Mahatma Jyotirao Phule, Narayan Guru brought about awakening of the people against the unjust treatment given to Dalits in the society. Following the teachings of Mahatma Phule, Gopal Baba Valankar, and Shivram Janba Kamble worked for the eradication of the untouchability. Now, in 1888, Gopal Baba Valankar, in his book Vittal Vadvansan condemned untouchability. Shivram Janabai Kamble started the magazine Somavansha Mitra on 1st July 1908. He raised voice regarding issues of Murlis and Joktins. He also took initiative for marriages of Devadasis. In Tamil Nadu, Periyar Ramaswamy started a movement for eradication of untouchability. In 1906, Maharishi Vittal Ramji Shinde started the Depressed Classes Mission for the Progress of the Dalits. The important part of their work was to make the Dalits respectful, well educated, and engaged in work, while the second part of their work was to destroy the delusive ideas regarding Dalits in the minds of the upper caste. For this purpose, he founded Marathi school, work schools in parts of Parel, Deonar in Mumbai. He actively took part for the benefit of Dalit class regarding Satyagraha for entry in Parvati temple at Pune, Shetkari Parishad of Dalits, federal electorates, etc. Now they have given the picture of Maharishi Vittal Ramji Shinde. Now in this paragraph they have explained that the culture was based on the equality. So Mahatma Jyotirao Phule and Narayan Guru brought an awakening to the people for the unjust treatment given to Dalits in the society. Now those names which I have read in the textbook. Now these people removed the untouchability and Shivram Janba Kamble started magazine, and the magazine name was Somavansha Mitra on 1st July 1908, which raised the issues regarding the Murlis and Joktins. Now he took the initiative for marrying of Devadis. Now in Tamil Nadu, Periyar Ramaswamy started the movement to remove this untouchability, and Maharishi Vittal Ramji, he started the Depressed Classes Mission for the improvement of the Dalits. Now the important part of the Dalit is to make them self-respectful and well educated and engaged in their own work. Then secondly, the work was to be destroyed the delusive ideas of the Dalit in the minds of the upper caste. Now for this, Marathi schools were organized. He took part for the benefits of the Dalit class by entering the Parvati temple at Pune, Shetkari Parishad of Dalits, then federal electorates, etc. Rajarshi Shahu gave support to the leadership of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar During his period, he led the non-Brahmin movement. Rajarshi Shahu Maharaj made revolutionary declaration for the reservation in state of Kolhapur. He made a law for free and compulsory primary education. He did substantial work for abolition of caste distinction. There were three restrictions put up in the caste system: interdining, intermarriage, and change of occupation. In this regards, during meetings and conference, Shahu Maharaj ate food from the hands of Dalit people and overthrew the restrictions on the interdining. Shahu Maharaj believed that till the restrictions on intermarriage is followed, till then the caste distinction will not be uprooted. He passed the act of intercaste marriage and gave it to a legal acceptance in his state. Now, on 22nd Feb 1980, he abolished the Balutadari system by publishing a declaration in the government gazette of the state of Kolhapur. Permission was granted to practice any occupation by anyone. By giving freedom of occupation by Shahu Maharaj, the people were freed from a type of social slavery. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that he supported the leadership of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. In this period, he led non-Brahmin movement. He made declaration for the reservation in the state of Kolhapur. He made laws and compulsory education. He put three restrictions in caste system. That is, the first one is the interdining, the second one is the intermarriage, and in the change, and the third is change in the occupation. Now, during the meeting, he used to eat food which was made by the Dalits. Now, he believed that the restrictions on intermarriage should be followed till the caste distinction will not be uprooted. So, he passed an act on the intercaste marriage to be it as a legal acceptable in the state. Now, a system was abolished that is called Balutadari system, which gave permission and granted the practice to any occupation by anyone. The Justice Party did valuable work for social equality in South India. Mahatma Gandhi took up the issue of eradication of untouchability in his hands and put it up on the platform of Indian National Congress. While at Yerwada prison, he debated with the rigid Hindu Pandits stating of Hindu do not support untouchability. He gave inspiration to Harijan Sevak Sangh by taking inspiration from him. Amrutlal Vittaldas Thakkar alias Thakkar Bappa, then Appa Saheb Patwardhan, etc. These activists dedicatedly worked for equality. Now, the struggle of the Dalits began under the leadership of Baba Saheb Ambedkar. He aimed at establishing a society based on the principle of liberty, equality, and fraternity. Now, he was convinced that the injustice to the Dalits and inequality would not end unless the caste system was completely uprooted. Now, according to him, social equality was the right of the Dalits. He intended to carry out a movement based on self respect. Now, from this point of view, he established the Bahishkrut Hatkarini Sabha in July 1924. That means be educated, be organized, and be agitated, was the inspirational message given by him to his followers. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that Justice Party Justice Party made a valuable work, their contribution for the social equality. Now, in South India, Mahatma Gandhi removed the untouchability in his hands and put it in the Indian National Congress. But in the Yerwada prison, he fought with a very rigid Hindu Pandits that the religious text of Hindus do not support untouchability. He gave inspiration to Harijan Sevak Sangh From his inspiration, Amrutlal, Vittaldas Thakkar and alias Thakkar, and then Bappa Appa Saheb Patwardhan, these people worked for equality, and the struggle of the Dalits was under the leadership of Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. So he established the principle of liberty, equality, and then fraternity. He knew that the injustice for the Dalits and inequality will not end unless the caste system problem gets solved completely. He carried a movement based on the self-respect. Later, he gave the inspirational message to his followers and established Bahishkrut Hatkarini Sabha, saying that be educated, be organized, and be agitated. Baba Saheb Bole got a bill passed in the Bombay Provincial Assembly for the public water reservoirs to be opened to the untouchables. However, in reality, the water reservoirs were not accessible to the Dalits, and hence Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar and his followers started Satyagraha at Chavdar Lake in Mahad. He also burned the Manusmriti, which advocated inequality. In 1930, he started the Satyagraha for the entry of Dalits in the Kalaram temple at Nasik. This Satyagraha was led by Karamveer Dadasaheb Gaikwad. Newspaper was an integral part of the Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar movement to create awakening in the society and to voice out their grief. Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar started newspaper like Mukyanayak, Bahishkrut Bharat, Janata Samata, etc. Now, over here in this paragraph, they have said that Baba Saheb Bole got a bill passed in the Bombay Provincial Assembly for the public water supply for untouchables, but these water reservoirs were not accessible for the Dalit. So, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar started Satyagraha at Chavdar Lake in Malad. Then newspaper was an integral part for Dr. Baba Saheb to awakening in the society and to raise a big voice that he started the newspaper, which I have read the names. Now Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar established the Independent Labour Party. He opposed the laws that went against the interest of the workers. In 1942, he established All India Scheduled Caste Federation to put forth the issues of Dalit in an effective manner. Through the Constitution of India, Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar made a significant contribution to the creation of the social structure based on equality in modern India. In 1956, along with his innumerable followers, he embraced Buddhism that advocated humanity and equality. The struggle for equality has a prominent position in the making of modern India. Now, in this paragraph, they have explained that he established the Independent Labour Party. The law which was meant for the workers was opposed. Now, in 1942, he established All India Scheduled Caste Federation to discuss the issues of Dalit. But with the Constitution of India, he made a significant contribution, a very huge contribution in the creation of the social structure which is based on equality. So, he gave a special importance to Buddhism that gave the education on humanity and equality. Now, students, we have completed this chapter. Hope you all have understood this chapter. Bye students, take care and have a nice day.